Greetings YouTube, welcome to another Knife Guy channel. My name is Ashton and today we're going to be taking a look at my top 5 Spydercos. Let's do this. Okay guys, so let's get into it. First, before we do that though, hit the comment or hit the subscribe button and leave a comment down below as to what you think the top 5 Spydercos are. So first off, let's get into the categories. Spyderco is a big company. They make a lot of different types of knives, so I had to kind of narrow it down into 5 categories here for my favorites. So we have the beater category, which is basically a knife that you can loan out to people. It can take a lot of abuse and you don't really have to worry about it. Then you have your small EDC knives. Now, I like to carry a small EDC and a full-size EDC together a lot of the time, so I included both in this category. Full-size EDC, small EDC would be blade range around 3 inches there. Beater, any size category will do, but mine is in the small category as well. Full-size EDC would be anywhere from 3.3 to 3.5 inches, somewhere around there, or 4 inches if you prefer a larger size carry. Hard use, and then we have hard to get. So hard use obviously will be a knife that's beefy, that can take a lot of damage, and you would use in like a camping, bushcraft type of scenario, on the water, hint hint, anything like that. And then last category here, Spyderco does a lot of sprint runs and exclusives, and a lot of these knives are really hard to get. So I thought for my 5th entry into this, I would sort of include a hard to find Spyderco. So without further ado, let's get into the beater category, or let's get into the category starting with the beater category, which is the Native 5 Salt Lightweight. Now, the reason I chose the Native 5 Salt Lightweight is because it is truly a knife that can take a beating. It's a sturdy lockback design. It is LC200N and no steel liners, nothing like that. It is a knife that can really take a beating. It won't rust out with this LC200N steel. It's a very sturdy design, very familiar with a lot of people, so you shouldn't, you don't have to be scared to loan it out to somebody who's not really familiar with all the fancy locking mechanisms and everything and all of that. So this is made in Golden, Colorado factory, so it's got a nice drop shut or fall action there, but the deployment is a little bit slow. It's still definitely one of those knives that you can slow roll out, and it's still very satisfying. I mean, that sound of lockup and closing just really makes for a great fidget knife if you're into that. I mean, not obviously for the fall shutty fidgetiness, but for me, I like it. So the Native 5 Lightweight Salt is my beater category Spyderco. So now we get into the small size EDC, which I have right here. And that is the new for 2019 Para 3 Lightweight. Now this knife is definitely a fidget knife. This compression lock they did was really nice on this. It's also made in the Golden factory. And this is, like I said, a new release for 2019. Full review coming soon as well, but this is the lightweight version of their ever popular Para 3. So we have FRN handles here, just like on the Native, but it's rounded in a way that feels a little bit, I don't know, nicer. It's got this nice wire pocket clip. We have the standard spoon clip on the Native there, and then it's using a compression lock, and it's just a fidget fiend. My goodness, I love it. I think both of these were designed by the Glessers, and they're using CTS BD1N in this. It's a nitrogen version of CTS BD1. However, it's not corrosion proof, or corrosion resistant / proof as the LC200N that you find in the Native here. So that would be it for my small EDC category, the Para 3 Lightweight. All right, next we got the full size EDC, and this one was, as soon as I got this one in hand, it was pretty much you know, my favorite knife in the collection so far, as far as the Spydercos, and it is the Spyderco Spidey Chef. Very well loved and well celebrated knife in the YouTube knife community. Cedric and Ada's favorite knife, I think, and definitely mine as well. We just have a very nice hydraulic close, very nice snappy detent in action there, and it's a knife that carries incredibly well with the pocket clip, and it's also featuring this LC200N rust-free steel. This is made in the Taichung, Taiwan plant, and you can definitely feel the quality in it. So not much to say else about the Spyderco Spidey Chef other than it's fan-freaking-tastic. And if you can find one available, they run about a little over 200 bucks. You should definitely pick one up. So there we go, the Spyderco Spidey Chef for the full-size EDC. Now we get into the hard use. Now for hard use, there are a couple options I could have gone with. There was the Spyderco Shaman, there was, you know, like maybe an Endura. I mean, not necessarily hard use, it's just a big knife. But my knife that I went with was the Caribbean here. It's a big knife, 3.75 inches with a nice Wharncliffe blade, G10 handles, and featuring a compression lock, which we all know is a nice strong lockup. And another great thing about this is the liners are LC200N steel as well. So basically, and all the hardware is either titanium or LC200N, I'm not sure, titanium pocket clip. Basically, with these three knives, we have completely rust-free scenarios. So any one of them can be kind of a beater or a hard use type thing. But the reason I included this in the hard use category is just because of the blade shape and the size. You can really, you know, kind of use this thing in a camp scenario, whatever you like to do. I mean, the sheep's foot's not great for any type of bushcraft, but for food prep and not having to worry about cleaning off your blades or anything like that, it's great. I took a shower one day and I threw this in the shower with me just to see, you know, and I left it there for a couple of hours afterwards just to see what would happen, and absolutely nothing. Action wasn't messed up at all. I got all kinds of soap and everything on it. Nothing bad happened. So I mean, pretty much for a hard use type of knife, I think you can't go wrong with the Spyderco Caribbean there. I mean, yeah. The only thing I will say that is kind of lacking on this is the detent is a little bit soft, but the breaking it in and getting it to a fall shut wasn't that hard, and it's nice. I love the Caribbean. So there it is for hard use. The Spyderco Caribbean. All right, so for the hard to get category, this one was easy for me. It was sold out off of Blade HQ in under 2 minutes, I heard, maybe around 2 minutes. But it is, of course, the Spyderco Shaman in M4. Now, the thing about the Spyderco exclusives, and especially the Blade HQ exclusives and all those other exclusives, they get discontinued and they go out of stock fast. And when they do, they pop up on the secondary market for a premium. I was lucky to get this during the initial release. I didn't have to go and troll the secondary market for it. And as you can see, I've modded both of these by, you know, getting a choil put in. Thank you, Elliot, Fair & Forge. He's right down the street from me, so it wasn't a big deal. But yeah, so the Spyderco Shaman in M4 was an exclusive, and I don't think this thing is leaving my collection. I might, you know, get the scales replaced and put these up if anybody, you know, if anybody needs some JG10 Shaman scales, which I'm sure some people would like. I might have those up for sale soon. But in any case, yeah, this is my token hard to get Spyderco. So here you have it, guys. My top 5 Spydercos, starting from the right here, we have the beater category with the LC200N Native 5 lightweight. It's going to run you about 120 bucks. And then we have the Para 3 lightweight in CTS BD1N with the compression lock as the small EDC. It's going to run you about, I think, a little under $100, but probably about like $90, $91, somewhere around there. And then for the full-size EDC, we have the Spyderco Spidey Chef. Fantastic knife, one of my favorites overall in general. And then for the hard use, we have the Caribbean. And then for the hard to get, we have the Spyderco Shaman. The Spidey Chef runs around 217, Caribbean 169, and then the Shaman over here, if you can find them, will probably be around 250 to 300 bucks on the secondary market. Fortunately, the secondary market's the only place you can find those. Anyway, guys, hope you've enjoyed the video. It was a short one. Thank you so much for tuning in, and hit the subscribe button down below, leave a comment, and we'll see you again next time. Thank you.